Welcome back to the Worldwide Reds. It's been a little while. The FIFA 2026 World Cup is on its way. We're a week into it, and we've seen some really good results, really exciting games. I've got to say, boys, I'm loving it. I love a World Cup. You know, when it leading up to the World Cup, I'm all about, the World Cup's coming. But you know what? Fuck, I love it. I can't get enough of it. Games just roll on. I have to admit, like the two games in the morning were annoying me. I wanted more, and I'm getting more right now. I got to admit, I missed the 2 o'clock game. I'm not watching the 2 a.m.s, but every other one after that, I'm either listening to it on the radio or I'm going one after each other. It's great. And then I come home and I'll finish watching the Sweden and the German game, and it's just like World Cup, man. It doesn't get any better, man. I love it. I'm a fiend from it, from the 80s to the 90s to the 2000s to right now. It's just, I don't know what it is for a World Cup, but I really enjoy it. How are we, boys? Welcome back, Elliot, from your trip. How are we, Yoni, Dan, and Alex? Welcome.
Oh, boys, don't you just wish you just didn't have a life and had that time on your hands?
Oh, my God.
Damn, mate. 100%.
I wish I was just in England enjoying my life for a month. Maybe I would leave my family at home, but, it still would be fun.
Oh, it is. It's such a good time to watch football. And, like, perfect example was, we'll get into it, like the Socceroos, but, like, my daughters love it too. It's crazy to have two daughters that really love go out with guys, first of all, that play football, but to get enthralled into the World Cup, it's great too. I've got my daughter buying FIFA World Cup cards and everything like that. She's buying all the Pop Mart World Cup stuff. I've got Kira asking me to go into the city. Let's go and watch it at, around Darling Harbour and stuff like that. And it's fucking great.
It's amazing.
Really easily swapsies, mate. I've got plenty of swapsies.
If anyone is looking for FIFA stickers, Dan's your man. So he's happy to fill it. He wants to fill his folder. How you been, Alex? All right?
Yeah, good. I mean, Socceroos, what can I say? I was obviously nervous, questioned the lineup, but yeah, that must be between the last World Cup, Qatar, between Germany 2006. I think this could be probably the best win we've had, just to beat everyone's dark horse, the way we just forget the park the bus, whatever. It's just the discipline to really have given them nothing. And
that's a big call.
I don't know, just the scenes of seeing in Melbourne here, in the people in Fed Square, happens every time, but just to see it at 2 o'clock on a Sunday, there's just nothing better than the World Cup, man. Like I think you hit the nail on the head, Adam. It's just, it's the one thing, it stops the entire world. You put everything aside and the World Cup, it's the perfect time.
It's made even better by the fact that we can actually watch the games and not be tired while doing so. And I'm similar to Adam, where I watched at least the last 3 games every day. But yesterday, even I watched the 5 a.m. game and all that kind of stuff. Like when the World Cup comes, I'm all in. I love it. I'm just waiting for my first upset. Maybe that'll be when England beats Croatia. I assume that's an upset.
Wait, Dan. Australia or England?
Germany, 7-1, mate.
Are you German?
Yeah, he is.
German, yeah.
All right. I mean, that was the upset, I guess, is Kurosai scoring a goal. But yeah,
That was an upset.
Yeah.
it's good for me because I have a bet, and I have a bet that South Africa is going to be the lowest scoring team. So I needed all the lower teams to at least score 1 goal this round. So that really helps me.
Who's left? We've got Cape Verde, Jordan, a couple other countries that
Panama.
are Panama, Iraq.
I got
Dino.
Dino's in the chat, and hello, buddy. He's always loyal to us. Beats wins since 2006 in Germany. You know what? To be fair, yesterday was unreal, but I was in Sydney. I mean, obviously live in Sydney. But in 2006, when we won that game to qualify for the 2006 World Cup, like Cup fever was huge that day. It was absolutely massive. And you know what? If anyone actually understand it properly, we lost qualifying years and years before that on the last day to Uruguay, Argentina, and teams like that. And the lead up to winning that in 2006 was just mind-blowing. Honestly, for me, yesterday didn't top off that, but to experience that yesterday with all the Aussie crowd, and there was a lot of Turkey fans there as well, and then to have it with my daughter and her boyfriend and things like that. Had a little bit of a moment with a security guard there as well, trying to tell us to move on from standing on stairs, who needs to pull his head in with 5 minutes to go, telling us to move. He's absolutely kidding himself. So it made the day a little bit more exciting. Elliot, we haven't heard from you yet, mate. Talk to us. You and Yoni are right into the betting into the World Cup, so talk to us.
Don't share that. The wives don't know. No, I'm kidding.
Yeah. Look. I just like to have a bit of interest in it. Yes, obviously the World Cup is big interest, but it's good just to have something invested in every game, just to make it a little bit more spicy. I think. I don't have a problem. I promise.
I've heard those justifications before. Makes it interesting.
Yeah. I've got a bit of a formula going at the moment, actually.
There we go.
Where I put $1 on a draw, and then if the game doesn't draw, then I up it to $2 for the next game. And then if that game doesn't draw, I up it to $3. And then once the draw comes, then I go back and start at $1.
There you go.
It's like a pyramid.
There's a seasoned gambler not chasing his losses.
No, it's just a bit of fun, You're not
you've had some 10, good wins.
20.
Have there been any draws yet? Oh, yeah, they have. You're okay.
You and Yoni have picked up some good wins, mate.
33% of the games have been a draw, mate. Just let you know.
Yeah.
Had four draws out of the 12 fixtures. So, look, I'm ahead. Am I going to quit now? No.
All right, let's get on with it. Let's talk the Socceroos first. Talk the Socceroos. Get it out of our system. When the lineup came out yesterday, I was in shock that Matty Ryan wasn't starting, and to be fair, Dino and Jordan yesterday, they were talking about Beecham will do a good job and everything like that. And because they follow the A-League a fair bit, and Beach plays down in Melbourne City and stuff like that, and they were quietly confident that he'd do a good job. And Popovich, even before the game started, they interviewed him and they asked him why the change, and he said, "That's what I feel like. That's what I want to do." So he didn't even dive into it. To his credit, he backed himself, and it makes him look like a good manager after what he did yesterday. That's for sure. What did you think of the game, boys? What did you think of their efforts? And I couldn't be more proud of the team, to be honest with you. It's probably one of the most disciplined games I've ever seen out of a Socceroos side, without a doubt. Without a doubt, one of the most disciplined games. And I've been watching the Socceroos for a lot of years. I go to a lot of live games for the Socceroos, and back to 2006, man. There's been no game as disciplined as that. That's for sure.
It's quality, wasn't it? I mean, you defended so well. Like, I never thought I'd see the day where the two Sutar brothers would keep clean sheets for different nations in wins in a World Cup. That was pretty impressive. But yeah, I think you had two real moments of quality from Nestory and Metcalf that win you the game. And obviously the defending was last ditch at times, but in other respects, you were restricting them to shots from 25 yards. Like, that's exactly what you want. Backs against the wall, yeah, have a couple of shots from outside the box, lads, but quite happy with that. And the keeper played really well. He judged the bounce really well on some of the free kicks. I thought he covered his post pretty well. Because there was one where, I can't remember who it was, I think it was Chan Logley, tried to beat him at the front post, and he just stuck a hand out and sent it out for a corner. So I think as an Aussie fan, you're pretty wrapped with that performance, and you're looking in a very good position now to qualify like not even as a third place team. You look at that and you go, you can win against Paraguay and hopefully you beat the States. I cannot stand the American team. Cannot stand them. So I think it's crossed you get a result there and you top the group and you get a good fixture in the knockout rounds because I think that'd be great for the country and great for potential A-League development or at least some recognition on some of your players. So
I think actually I agree with you. I think they played really well yesterday. And the one thing, in regards to defending, I don't even think it was that last-ditch effort kind of thing. At the end of the day, they only had an XG that was like 1.3. It was very close to what Australia had. And that's because they did have to take so many shots from outside the box. I think they actually took, from memory, they took like 30 shots and 16 of them were outside the box. So, I really was impressed. Like, I don't really go for Australia when it comes to football. And but I was watching that game. I also had a bet on, so that definitely helped. And it came through. Thank you. I had a bet on Iracunda to score. And overnight corners in the game, and so that came through. And so I enjoyed it. I thought it was a great game. Like I thought Australia, like, yes, Turkey had had much more possession, but Australia was a better team. Like they actually deserved the win. So
I think tactically overall going into the next game, that type of setup with how I watched the US play is certainly going to suit that type of game as well, potentially on how we saw US set up against Paraguay. Just condensing the field to really small pockets and not being able to actually, that tick-attack European football, if you like, which from my perspective, I believe that the US do play that European style of football because of having Pochettino there as their manager. I think that will really sort of play into Australia's hands, and they can. That was the biggest, in the game yesterday was definitely the biggest one out of the three. After we saw the US result, right? So winning that game, like Dan's already said, I think just sets up well to hopefully get into the second round, I guess. Not even the round of 16, the round of 32.
Ridiculous, man.
But yeah, really good watch. Good to see Australia do well. To be honest, Australia do always do well in the World Cup. It's a surprise. I think that they always overperform nations.
Is he cutting off for people?
Yeah, your mic's like a bit iffy.
I can hear whistling as well.
Yeah,
I can hear the whistling.
I'll mute myself.
That's he's watching a cartoon.
It's like Steamboat Willie or something like that,
You got kids who'll do whatever.
But I think Australia always like they overperform in the World Cups. They always exceed expectations.
Yeah, they definitely do. Like, what impressed me the most is like we had that Italiano. He came back and he's playing for Australia now, and I think it's Boss that plays on the left hand side. I was so impressed with our left and right back, how structurally sound they were. We got okay. I think Italiano maybe once it was really close penalty. I don't know what happened there. We got away with that one. But I tell you what, he stood up. On both sides, they stood up really well. They never ever panicked at times because whenever Beach released the ball quick from the goalie, they played out to the left and the right. There was no panic. We broke. Geez, they looked fit, man. And that's what made the goals good because when we broke, we really broke quick. And I thought Turkey really struggled to stop our counter. And then when we did get down that end, I know we scored the 2 goals, but even when we got down their end, I thought we kept the ball really well. We did keep the ball well. The balls went out corners and everything like that. Look, if there was one down to the side, I thought our corners could have been a lot better. I know they were looking for Suter a lot, but, they've got to come in. I hate a looping cross. I just wish they'd drive them in. Maybe they were worried about the break. Maybe that could have harmed them a little bit. But all in all, man, just on that turn, I've never seen. Look, Australia's always been pretty good on the counter, but yesterday, really, that team. I've never seen an Australian team break so quick. And, we talk about individual qualities, and we've had Tim Cahill, Harry Kewell, Mark Viduka. All these players could score a worldie. But yesterday was, I don't know what it was, Irakunda's first goal. He's taken near post there to finish that. You know what I mean? Like, you're talking literally 400 millimeters of space to scoring. He's taken it well. He's ripped down that left-hand side and touched it on the other side of the defender and then came back around, took a quick touch, finish, and then the other goal was just the other goal was even better, man.
They massively underestimated you, though. Like, I think the arrogance of, and to be fair, from what I've seen in the build-up, it's more from American fans and American coaches and players in the Turkey camp.
Don't get me started.
The stuff he said pre-game, and he doubled down on it today about how they were the most dominant team. It doesn't matter if you lose 2-0, mate. Like, the most important stat on the entire scoreboard is the score and the amount of goals you score. I think they underestimated the star quality you've got in positions that they probably didn't expect you to have it. Like, Irakunda's had a great season with Watford and is probably going to get a big move at the end of this World Cup, I'd have thought. You've got Toure, who had a brilliant last half of the season against for Norwich, and I didn't think he had his best game yesterday. I thought he was one I was watching pretty closely. He was okay. But you even got Yengi off the bench, like physical presence, gets about the pitch a bit. Like, you've got options. And for a country with a population like yours, or like ours, I suppose I live here now, you're massively underestimated because the quality of your league's not that great in comparison to the rest of the world. So to see you get a result and get such a positive result against a good team that made the World Cup semi-final in 2002, and I've got number 10 who plays for Real Madrid, captain who's played for the Milan clubs for 10 years or whatever. Like, you're in a good spot. If you can get out the group and put a real good account of yourselves in the next round, there'll be a lot of people sitting up and taking notice of these Aussie players. So I think it's only a good thing for the situation of Australian football. So, yeah, fingers crossed.
And I think as well, I think as Adam said, was the discipline. Like, I think just the structure from literally everyone. It wasn't just like a park the bus and just chuck everyone in front and just hope for the best. It was a proper structured. Okay, we know exactly how we're going to shape up and set up. And just the way that they just stuck to, not biting on the tackles, not getting sucked in or diving in or anything. They just stayed just the amount of focus and concentration to do that for 90 minutes just can't be understated, especially when you're up against it. And like, obviously Irakunda's goal was great, but then, obviously again, you're going to be then having all that pressure coming at you for over an hour. It's a big thing to worry about. And we just stuck to the task. And look, to be fair, I've been relatively confident of our chances. Like, I've said I don't rate the USA, and I still kind of stand by it even after the Paraguay game, just because I thought, look, Paraguay just let the USA run them over, and I don't think we're going to do that. But I was saying, I truly felt in my heart that we would finish at least second after Turkey, if not maybe now first or second alongside USA. But the reason why, again, I'm so confident for Saturday is because, you look at the discipline, and our team, it's relatively understated. You got Chikati now, who was part of a great Parma defense. He's getting tapped up now by Atletico Madrid. Cameron Burgess, really strong player in the championship, and I'm surprised he didn't start Harrington, but Harrington again as well, another player that's getting linked to Barcelona. You got Suter, who just is a rock of a human being. Obviously, Beach out of nowhere, but prior to Beach, I thought Ryan was starting, and Ryan was one of the best, in terms of one of the best shot stoppers in Spain. So we know about Irankunda and Toure. Boss was the best assist getter in the Dutch league. So just lots of good players, good players that are really serviceable. And again, it's discipline, and that's, I guess, why. Even if you compare it to the Denmark game in Qatar, for example, yes, we won that game off of a really good break from Lecky, but we were really up against it that game. If you watch it back, Denmark really had 2 or 3 good chances to score, and we kind of just managed to hang on. This game was just better because not only just do we win 2-0 against what I would think is a strong Turkey team, I like a lot of their players. It's just that we really, we didn't, as the boys said, we didn't really give them a sniff. A lot of their shots were pot shots. Their best chance was just the one when they smacked it from outside the box, and it was a good shot, and Beach managed to tip it onto the post. But that's a pot shot from 25, 30 yards. Other than that, there wasn't one point where Turkey were really staring at the goal. Even Beach's saves were good. They were really good, but a lot of them were also just really solid and routine, which is what you want. But there wasn't a moment where in that game really that I can at least remember where my heart was in my mouth. Oh my God, Turkey are about to score. I didn't really feel like that moment. I just felt so assured with the way we set up. And
there was
that, again, just gives me a lot of confidence.
There was one moment for me on the near post. That one there. I always worry about those ones, but he stood up beautifully. His chest was out, hands are out, and he blocked it really well. They're the ones I really worry about is the cutbacks. And, at times you could count how straight our line was, like the 5 men at the back. And when they did turn, they were so hungry to get in behind the ball. I'm not one to talk about, defending a game out. But when you play to your capabilities and play as a unit, I mean, I've been bagging Arsenal all year about hanging on to a 1-0 all season. But, they've got the players in that side to win games through individual brilliance, individual attacking. They've got 2 of the best defenders in the world. But there's a massive difference. There's a difference when you talk about the Socceroos. Most of the boys are from the A-League. They're very young, six or 7 debutants in that game. You know what I mean? So Popovic is very good about getting the best out of his team and getting the best out of individuals. And I think that's a very important thing to understand is when you've got young players that can actually listen and go out and execute a game plan, that's massive because not many players can do that. And I think that's probably what Australia's got over a lot of these European teams and African teams. They're disciplined. See, one team that I really like in the World Cup is Japan. And the reason I like them is because they're very disciplined. They all work hard for each other. They never let each other down. And they'll work till the 90th minute, 92nd minute, 96th minute. They won't stop. And the fitness level of Japanese players, men and women, is just next level. I was so happy for Japan today, coming back for 2-2 against the Dutch. It was so good.
I mean, they're another team you think are a bit of a dark horse, but back to you guys just briefly. It was a very committed performance. You couldn't look at that and go, no one's, tossing it off. Like a couple of Turkey players towards the back end walking to retrieve the ball. Like it was pretty arrogant, pretty slow at times when they were losing, right? Like they played into your hands massively. The fact that you scored the first goal, you could stick 2 banks of 4 and have that pace outlet in Nestory and Boss when they wanted to get forward. But to withstand that sort of pressure in terms of possession and not give them an easy way in for, like you say, for the rest of the game was very impressive from a team that's not well fancied at all in this World Cup. So hopefully you do the same against the United States. I think everybody in the world wants you to beat the United States. So fingers crossed you can get it done. And then Paraguay is just a game to enjoy. And if you can finish top of the group, then brilliant.
Yeah, I think I second that, Adam, with the South Korea performance on Saturday was quite similar.
Oh, I loved it.
From an Asian like team.
Yeah.
Just
that
like
was so good.
digging deep until the end and got the win over. I do think that Asian Asian countries in any World Cup, we've not just seen it in this one, but also previous World Cups before. Teams that go and upset, teams that go and do well, they're quite underappreciated by other opponents. And I like, especially, I liked it was liking especially South Korea and Japan prior to any game played qualifying for the next round. I think Saudi Arabia is class as an Asian country, isn't it?
Yeah.
So I think they're the only Asian team left to play. and Iraq.
Them and Iran, yeah, or even Qatar, like had a really good performance against Switzerland, just to
Yeah, they
dig it out
did.
and get the 1-1.
I don't know if they had a
at the
good
end.
performance. Switzerland was
Stuck it
all
out.
over them.
Stuck it out.
That
That's
was
what
an
matters.
upset, though. You know,
Switzerland could have been like 5-0 up in the first half. Honestly.
Could have, but they.
But
I guess more what I'm saying is they stuck.
Yeah.
They
But I'm
stuck
just
it out,
saying,
yeah.
it wasn't a great performance. But
Yeah. No, it was not a performance, not like what we did, but like just hung in there,
good result.
and that's always nice because like at the end of the day, like it's good just to have these because it was like it's nice to have Curacao in the World Cup. But, I mean, God forbid we can't just keep having teams pump 7-1. So like it's good just to have these lesser nations, quote unquote, just like be able to get results because you don't want to have these teams getting pumped.
Yeah.
I'm going to just get to some of these comments because I have been avoiding them because we have been having a really good chat about the Socceroos. I've got Dino here. He's gone, Boss just won the Dutch League. I think Australia of 2000, 2010 era would beat this current side. The only thing I'll say about that is the 2006 side, let's say, and it's 2010 are probably a lot more physical than this side. I don't think the 2006-10 side are as fit as this side. No chance. And I actually didn't like. I wasn't a big fan of Lucas Neal, and I thought our midfield actually lacked creativity. I was never a fan of. I was a big Nicky Cole fan, so I actually wanted him in our 2006, 2010 team. So I don't know about that. That's a tough one. It's not a bad. That would be a good chat, to be fair. We got here Ocon Jr. to Barcelona, Boss to Manchester United.
Let's not
Yeah,
get
left back.
To say Eric Ten Hag.
We need a left back.
We do need.
we do, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. We've signed Clemens enough for the
You've
world.
got like 15 assists in the Dutch league. I don't know. 15 assists in the Dutch league.
Only Memphis Depay, mate, and how did that go? Like,
You know what? Maybe
Maybe
if we still had Amarim playing 3 at the back, Boss would be perfect. You can play the system.
Against this Memphis Depay agenda. I thought like he was hard done by having to play.
Mate, he was absolutely past.
That's a
Well,
question. I like
the
that
biggest
question.
impact on Memphis Depay's Man United career was Luke Shaw's leg break. Because at the start of that season, the two of them had a very good connection.
Yeah.
Luke Shaw breaks his leg.
Are we really litigating Memphis Depay right now?
No, I thought Memphis was great. There's a reason he ended up playing for
11
Barca
years.
and scored heaps of
He was
goals.
very top heavy.
Netherlands
Very top heavy.
top scoring.
I like that last question the guy asked, like, will we do the best out of the Asian and Oceanian countries?
Why not you?
It's not-
Maybe.
I don't see why not. Like, obviously, you got Korea. Well, we'll be better than the Oceania sides. We're going to be better than New Zealand, you'd think. But
Yeah, New Zealand are just in there to make up the numbers, really. Aren't they?
Tim Payne is the GOAT, and that's about it. But besides that, I suppose you got Japan, South Korea. That's probably like the two like contenders for the best Asian sides. But why not? Like, why can't we? It depends who we get.
You can't write off Saudi because their domestic league is growing and getting better. And don't forget they beat Argentina last World Cup, right? So
Let me just continue with a couple of these comments. Here, I can't believe these guys haven't mentioned Ocon Jr. And this is why I'm mentioning it because Jordan's got a man crush on Ocon. So Ocon Jr. was up there for the best on the pitch, which
it was good.
No one's saying he wasn't. He was very good. And by the way, Jordan played with Metcalf for a few years. He did. So,
what could have been Jordan if you'd not had that knee injury, eh?
Yeah.
He did play with him for a few years. He quickly dropped that when he's to Jordan's credit, he said Irukunda needs to get into the game. Next minute he scored, and next minute he was talking about Metcalf, and next minute he scored as well. So
Irukunda had a really good chance as well. After his goal, he had one other one where he cut in and he just couldn't get the whip to get it in the corner. He just shot at the keeper. He had another that was like another one where wow, if you got that too, far out.
Yeah. I got here. Don't forget the powerhouse, New Zealand. You blokes, Oceania powerhouse. Yeah. Oh, we'll get to a few more of those later. We'll move on to the US, move on to them. I watched their game. I thought they were very good. I mean, Pulisic, he went off at half time. I'm still hoping he's injured for our game. But you know what?
Resting him.
The hype around him is a joke. Seriously. Huh?
They're just resting him, I think. The game was I think the game was over. But I think US aside, I thought Paraguay were poor and should have on paper had some have some decent individuals in that team that probably, should have stepped up that didn't, and CISO, should be performing better. I think the Sunderland centre back, he didn't have a good game either.
Altaressi?
Yeah. But they made US look better than what they actually are. But I won't discount that Pochettino's got them going and he's got them playing well. They did play some decent football, as much as we don't want the US to do well. It was probably the game that I did enjoy the most aside from the Australia game so far that I've watched. I've watched 12 games so far. Really looking forward to maybe a sneaky Saturday watch along. I'm just going to throw that out there for Saturday morning for the US game.
Yeah, definitely.
I think we're in for a very, very good game on that Saturday. Looking forward to that one.
Who's impressed you the most? What team's impressed you the most, though?
Do you know?
Germany.
Yeah, well, that was
honestly, I'd say Morocco. Really, really good against Brazil.
I think they did for 70% of the match, and then Brazil looked really good for 30. I honestly think USA surprised me the most. Maybe it is because I had such low expectations for them, and I actually thought they played so well that game. I watched it the entire time, and I was shocked.
Look,
I didn't expect to be saying were decent. It was a game today, Sweden.
I watched that game.
Oh, mate. Yeah,
they were good.
They were
another conversation.
I thought Tunisia was actually. I wasn't sure what to bet.
Is that Tunisia being bad or Sweden being good? That.
Oh, Sweden was good.
Sweden was really good,
but they were good. Tunisia were really bad.
Yeah, Tunisia made a couple of errors for some goals, didn't they?
Also thought. I know it was a 1-0 game, but the Ivory Coast Ecuador game, both teams were really good at it. It was a really fun match to watch. And
then Ahmad, yes.
Yeah, Ahmad de Golo.
Frustrates me, that goal does.
That game. The finishing was horrific. It was awful. And then he just let
Monday. He was just going on and on.
Yeah. I think, we're halfway through round one. I think the better teams are yet to play. In my opinion, I think Germany, Germany are going to be there or thereabouts as well, but you can't judge them over that fixture. I'm sorry, sorry, Dan, but I think Sweden, I didn't really have too much high hopes of. I thought Netherlands were poor today as well. I thought they were really poor, and I don't think we're going to see much from them this World Cup. But I think
did you watch the entire game with the Dutch?
Yeah.
I actually thought the first 20 minutes I was impressed by them, and then they just kind of tailed off.
The problem is they don't have a finisher up front, right? They're relying on Gakpo too much.
I was surprised it didn't start.
And he's had a poor season at Liverpool, so I think we're not going to see too much from them. But I think when you look at the other side of the fixtures, you've got Argies to play, England to play, Portugal to play, who are my pick to win it.
Spain play tomorrow.
I'll say it this way.
Spain have Cape Verde tomorrow as well, so you're not really going to get a proper idea of how Spain obviously going to be one of the favourites, of course, but tomorrow against Cape Verde, it's going to be a pretty straightforward game. You're not really going to learn much from that.
Yeah, so I will say that all of my bets, of winners / best players, all that kind of stuff, all of those teams haven't played yet. So it really is it's all about to hit really start, I'd say.
Mm-hmm.
You know what does my head in actually watching a lot of the games is these European teams like the Dutch, the arrogance, man, the arrogance. They go and score a goal, and they just think they've won the game, and that's what they just switch
That's
off.
what Coleman did at 2-1. He started defending, and he made like terrible subs.
Yeah. It's so bad. I'll tell you one player that did impress me through the World Cup is Morocco's midfielder. Is it? But I'll just look.
Brahim Diaz. Brahim Diaz.
Ayub Boadi.
18-year-old.
Yeah, you know he could have represented France as well. He could have represented France, but he chose Morocco. So imagine him playing for France.
What about the
So he could have played for France.
scored against Tunisia, and his mom's Tunisian.
Oh yeah,
Mate,
Ayari,
Yeah.
Ayari freaking scores 2 bangers. Ayari can't even get a look in Brighton. It's one of those. Tournaments.
It's crazy. He the first time, like the first goal that he scored, like it was a banger, and then he's just like he did the whole like when you score against your previous team, and you're like, yeah. Like, mate, you scored in the World Cup, just fucking celebrate.
Yeah, the next one he did his celebration.
Yeah.
The second one was freaking good too. This is like just bang. That's really the best one so far.
Yeah.
Is it? Who's that? Is that? I think Duno was just saying that Boran Diaz, whatever his name is, he plays for Lille. Is that right?
Brahim Diaz.
Does he play for Lille?
I think no. Boadi plays.
I was so impressed with him. I talk about on this pod about players turning and facing forward. Yeah, facing forward and driving every time and being able to get back and defend. Mate, every single time he picked up the ball, and it's one thing I always look for out of a midfield. Every time he picked up that ball in that game against Brazil, holy shit, man, there was no hesitation about him driving forward and picking up space. A lot of midfielders can't pick up that space where they can kick it forward, chase, and go. He was doing it nearly every time he touched the ball. I actually thought in that Brazil game, Casemiro, man, geez, was it a case of him? Yeah, was it a case of him being looking too old, or it's just like the game's gone past him now? Because I'm sure at United this season he never looked like that.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if it's like he definitely did look like that at some points, but I don't know if it's a one game kind of thing or if it will be the entire tournament. Like it's kind of hard to judge.
He's had a full season. He's had a full season with United, and now he's expecting to start for Brazil in the middle of a World Cup. It's a lot to ask. I just want to quickly say as well to your man Boadi, he was born 2nd of October 2007. That is, I can't comprehend that.
He's not even seen Harry Kewell in a World Cup.
Same age as my daughter.
It was like the one that freaked me out, like him, and now as well, like cause obviously he's another example of it too. But when Yamal, he was interviewed and he was like, I don't really remember the 2010 World Cup, and I'm like, what the fuck? What do you mean you don't remember the 2010 World Cup? Yeah. What do you mean?
Diamande is going to be the same. He's born 2006.
He was good for Ivory Coast. He was really good.
Yeah, it was very good.
He
does what Adam really likes.
1980, man.
Running
from 1980, Paolo Rossi. Paolo Rossi will never ever go out of my head. I'm getting to that point
now. Now I'm getting to that point of like, oh my god, these people don't remember what I remember.
Yeah,
mate, crazy. I got a question here from Tom. Not sure if you have discussed it, but I have to say I've been impressed with the implementation of the new rule, the 10-second sub players not getting treatment, quick VAR for corners, etc. I've been looking at the goal kick one that I've liked.
I've loved all of it, especially the
throw-ins.
I love the tricky
especially.
Yeah, the throw-ins are good.
I think
but FIFA are pretty good with these rule implementations. It's generally when it translates to UEFA competitions or the Premier League or whoever. FIFA are generally
the Premier League.
Yeah, FIFA are generally pretty good, right? Like every implementation they've brought in for this World Cup so far has been pretty good. It's been entertaining to watch. It keeps the speed going. Like you can't really
water breaks.
Go when you got like 5
yeah, that's the only thing that's annoying me.
You mean ad breaks?
American commentators on SBS.
The Mac is match break.
The water break for the Australia game yesterday what the fuck, man? This where there was a roof. There was a roof over the top of the field. It was 21 degrees into the stadium. You do not need a bloody drink break.
No.
Right.
To be fair, that actually worked in your favour though.
It did. Well,
So it's
Yeah,
like,
but still, like,
I know
come
it
on, like,
sucks, but
they're
it was-
literally
called it
turning
quarters
it
at
into
some
4
point.
quarters. If I
Yeah.
want to watch a game with 4 quarters, I'll watch the basketball. I'll watch the AFL. I'm watching
How good was that,
football.
by the way?
I want
Go the Knicks.
40.
How good was that, by the way? Go the Knicks.
The Knicks,
Oh, yeah, exactly. Go the Knicks. But that's a 4-quarter game with a lot of ads, and that's what. As much as I love basketball, that shit pisses me off. I don't want to see it
trying
in
to
soccer.
remember yesterday, and I posed the
Football.
question I think to Dino. Did they have drink breaks in the Brazil World Cup?
They did. I think that they're having previous ones, but from what I remember,
it wasn't
they didn't
consistently
do-
every
they-
game.
it wasn't ads. It wasn't like this where they cut to a break. And I don't know how true this is, but I
don't
have
think
read that
Brazil had
apparently
Maybe
they're calling
Qatar?
it quarters. They're calling it quarters in American media, like, oh, that finishes that period or something like that. So it's almost like they're doing the Americanism of it, which is a bit, like it's,
out of spot as soon as if I'm at home and I'm watching a game on SBS and it starts and there's American commentators, I'm flicking it over to my Fire Stick and watching ITV. Like, I just can't.
It was bad today. The Sweden game, genuinely, I nearly muted it. It was awful.
Oh, the American commentary.
Oh, it's so bad.
yeah.
It's so.
So
they,
at
shouldn't even have the World Cup. They don't play proper football. They play American football. Don't get me started on that. It's an absolute outrage.
At the 2022 World Cup in Qatar, it was match by match at the ref's discretion, the water break. So it was like if they needed it. So it wasn't like this thing where like I said, it's just because at these it's at the halfway point of each half. Again, it is just quartering it, which just again makes me just think, as someone who watches the basketball, it's very much Americanized. It's almost like the Americans just literally told FIFA, like, no, we're not doing 45 minutes, no breaks. You're getting a break in there. We got sponsors. Like, it sounds conspiratorial, but I mean, come on. That's what else is it
I
there?
don't think FIFA was against it. I think FIFA would have been like, oh, yeah, as long as we get a bag, go for it.
No, that's what I'm saying. 100%. Like, it's all of them. Like, it's ridiculous.
Back to the rules, I want to say the one rule I do like is the players having to pretty much get up within the minute of after taking a foul or whatever, because they can't waste time like they used to, like to stop momentum and this and that. Like, they have to get up or you're going to have a minute where you're on 10. Like, so I love that. I think that's good.
I suppose they have to implement those rules, really, especially if they're having the drinks break. They're having the drinks break, so they want to keep the game flowing and moving and everything like that. So it is an interesting one.
We are already getting like 7, 8, 9 minutes extra time because they don't stop the clock during the.
Yeah, they add 3 minutes on, don't they? Every drink break.
Yeah. And just want to quickly clarify, sorry, as well. I just quickly looked at the Brazil one too. Brazil one was also referee discretion, but that one was as well, because that was in the summer compared to Qatar, which was in the winter. The Brazil one, it was once it exceeded 32 degrees, then the ref had to stop for 3 minutes, they could drink. So there was a threshold where so it's not like now we're just like, yeah, like as Elliot said, Vancouver does not need a water break. Vancouver is not that hot.
Even the Mexico games, it was like the first game, I think it was like 23 degrees and cloudy. Like, what do you think?
Yeah, it's not been as hot as everyone's making it out to be. It's not hot enough for a water break. It's not like that bad.
I'm just waiting for the thunderstorm break when they take everybody off and then resume play 2 hours later. That's gonna be fun.
I can do like
the Sweden game started a few minutes late today. I don't know why, but I'm sure it started like 3 or 4 minutes late. So.
Yeah, one of the warm-up games I think was delayed by a couple of hours, or at least they started playing and then pulled them off. So that's going to happen at some point. And for people like us, for us, it's fine because we, prolongs into the day. So it's
it works.
Time suits. But anyone watching back in the UK, have fun with that. That's going to suck.
Well, the UK people are hating it. I've been seeing so many things. They're hating the time.
Oh, boo-hoo.
Yeah, I was going to say, not having lived out here, they've got it.
Yeah,
so
10 months.
Mate, the last
World
Cup had to go to freaking the last final had to go to a penalty shootout. Started at 1 a.m. I didn't get home until 7.
Yeah. 7.
Oh, that was the best. I remember waking up.
It was the best game ever. But my God, well, look at the time.
Let me get to some of these comments that are flying in. Tom's got one here. Momentum killer for Soroka. Scored a goal and have to go off for a commercial break. Where are we here? No other World Cup had it. Qatar was played in winter in air-conditioned stadiums. Where are we? Here. They don't have that toy car anymore to bring the ball on the pitch.
That was elite, by the way, for that.
I missed that.
FIFA came out and said every game has to be the same when it comes to the rules. And bring the World Cup to Australia, perfect conditions, and we can meet more United players. Mate, I'd love it.
Not enough of them get into the.
I'm afraid we don't.
We overdue. Surely we don't.
No,
surely we're due soon.
We don't have the stadiums, mate. They want rectangle stadiums. We don't have them.
We've got plenty of NRL,
It's not just
NRL
that,
stadiums.
let's face it, it's all about money. That's the reason
It's
that the
money
World Cup
and
is going
and
to USA
time zone.
and it's going to like 3 different continents, so then it can go back to Asia and go to Saudi. Like it's literally.
Look at the Commonwealth Games, lads. You've not had any money to host that. You've given it to Scotland, so I think the chances of getting a World Cup are pretty slim.
Nah, that's just Victoria.
Well,
we need 10 billion just to give to
Still not great.
FIFA, and then we need all the other stuff, you know.
But do you reckon if Australia, I'm completely talking hypotheticals here. Say you make the semi-finals and you perform unbelievably well, and everybody gets behind Australian football. Is there then any chance of some increased funding in the A-League, a semi-serious World Cup bid? Can you capitalise on it? Because that's ultimately what every Australian wants. If you perform as a national team, like the women's game, like all the women's players playing in England.
None of you can tell me right here, right now, that Australian football would get backed. It won't. It just simply won't. I'm too close to it to understand what's going on. And it's an absolute fucking joke. Nothing pisses me off in a World Cup than everyone hopping on the bandwagon. Nothing pisses me off more. And the fucking see the Prime Minister in that Australian uniform on the weekend, he can go fuck off, Albo. We don't want you.
Oh, wait, he'll change his position soon and he'll support someone else.
You know what? The Women's World Cup, every bit of money they got out of that World Cup never went into the women's game. Not one bit. It all went somewhere. Fuck Divino where it went to, but it never came to the clubs. None of it.
That should have built some momentum because that was like the one time like the whole country was united, was behind the girls, and then that tournament should have demonstrated that we have the capacity to
I agree,
to host a World Cup. Like we've got the grounds, we've got the infrastructure, we've got like we're
a
sporting culture.
Don't kid yourself. We don't have the grounds.
You got to understand, Alex.
They're not looked after as well as everywhere else in the world.
It's not just that. If you have a look at like the Mexico, Canada, and USA stadiums, every one of them at the moment is like 60, 70,000 like people that they can host. Like we have like 4 of them.
Yeah,
but that's because there's shitloads of funding as a massive population. You've got to punch. You've got to basically punch at your weight. You're a population of 26 million. You're knocking down the Gabba pretty soon and building a new stadium. You've just built Optus. The MCG is not a football stadium, but it can hold 100,000 people. If you want the World Cup bad enough, put some money behind it and actually formulate a plan and maybe use some of the NRL stadiums, maybe convert the MCG into a more football friendly, maybe temporary stands. I don't bloody know. Do something, because you can't have another World Cup, or you can't have a World Cup where you say you perform really well and then you lose all momentum, because the league's never going to get better.
Well, that happened in 06.
In Australia, this is going to piss off to the UK. Like, the American League 20 years ago.
Dan, on that situation, though, all the better players from everywhere around the world always find themselves in Europe. Like, you can talk about Brazil. Brazilian players, they grow up playing in the Brazilian competition. Where do they end up? They end up playing in England, Europe, and things like that. A lot of those other countries do that. So
I know
it's more about just getting our national team to be stronger. Like, I don't care if they're playing here. I care more to see the Socceroos starting 11 predominantly playing in the big leagues. It doesn't have to be playing in the A-League. I would much rather like a Brazil situation where, none of them are playing in Brazil really, but they're all top level. that's more of a compliment on us if they're playing in a bigger league anyway.
You improve your infrastructure at home, you get a better quality of player, and then they can go and play in Europe. It all starts at the bottom.
It happened in 06. Like we didn't capitalize on 06 and the goodwill that 06 brought to football in this country. We didn't capitalize on that. So you're right, we should.
It's never going to change, man. It's
Adam,
never
like Adam said.
Until the media supports football. Man, I was just watching Channel 9. I never watched the news, right? And I was just watching Channel 9. The first thing they were fucking talking about, and I understand it's a rugby league channel, but they literally gave soccer, literally 1 minute about the Socceroos winning. And then they spoke about the World Cup for a little bit. That's about it. It's just don't even get. I'd love to do a podcast on Australian football. I swear to God, I'd have to bite my tongue like nothing else. I had this conversation during the week with 3 A-League players at a card show on the weekend at Ultra Football. There was 2 A-League players and 1 women's A-League players, right? 1 A-League player. And some of the stuff they were telling me is incredible. The Central Coast Mariners, man, they're in deep shit. Let me tell you. This week they're having I'll give you a little. This week they're having a conference about money for the A-League and who's taking a pay cut and everything like that. The women want to start getting 40K a season. Where are they going to get that money from? It's not going to happen, man. It just will not happen. There's no backing at all.
It's absolutely baffling to me, this, because it's a global game. Like the NRL, I like the NRL and I like the AFL. I do. I think they're both good competitions. But it's not a global game. There's not global interest in it. If you do well in this World Cup, there's every bit of momentum to carry that forward. Put the money in the right places.
Dan, we've been talking about this for 100 years in Australia. That's the thing.
You'll learn, Dan. You'll learn as well living in Melbourne as well, Dan. There is a massive AFL mafia against soccer. Like I remember when we launched our bid in 2011 to host 2022. When we launched that bid, the AFL mafia were like, no, we're not sacrificing our grounds, and it's just like, mate, just shut up. It's the World Cup. Like you what do you mean you're not going to sacrifice your grounds? Like there's a whole thing about that. And yeah, like Adam said, like obviously it's very much the same case in Sydney where there's a bit of an NRL mafia too. They just won't. I don't know why, but yeah.
I think but what some Australians probably don't understand is back in the global game and allow, and enabling Australia to bid successfully for a World Cup. Every sporting code will reap the benefits from that, not just soccer. Every sporting code will reap the benefits from that. You know what I mean? It's an unselfish applaud, right? So it's frustrating for someone who's lived here for 20 years and loves football. It's just never been, I've fallen out of love of soccer a little bit because of the lack of like Australian backing. It's just crap. We could go on all day about it.
It's wild. It is what we can. It's wild coming from a country that lives and breathes football to a country that has a small population but outperforms in pretty much every sport relative to its population that it genuinely tries hard at. Cricket, the Olympics. You outperform in so many different sports, and yet you don't put money into a sport that's played by everybody in every country in the world when you have every potential to do so. Like, you can't tell me the African countries have loads of money, but they still manage.
They probably don't stay in the hotels that we stay and everything like that. When it comes to a World Cup and everything like that, Australia do put money into tournaments and stuff like that. But when it comes to the A-League, and all they look at is how much money they. I've always been from the time the A-League started, right? There's never been advertising. I'm always a firm believer. If you can advertise darts, you can definitely advertise football in this country. The advertising in this country for the A-League is basically non-existent. I used to travel and advertise Sydney FC's youth side. I had the first Sydney FC youth side page on Facebook. And I used to write to Sydney FC all the time and ask them why they never advertise the youth games and the A-League. and I never got a reply. And then I used to get in there and talk to them. It's all about the money, man. They haven't got the money to advertise. They haven't got the money to support their players. This is why A-League players are now taking pay cuts just to stay in the league and keeping the league afloat. The money's a joke, man. If I had Dean and Jordan on this, I tell you, like, Dan, I was over a beer in Melbourne and Alex in Melbourne. I'll tell you some stories, mate. I'll tell you.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it because it's
crazy. It's madness.
It really puts a downer on like such a good like a general outlook on Australian soccer. Not soccer, Australian football.
Yeah,
it really puts a damper on it. You've got a team that's gone out to the World Cup. They've just beaten Turkey, who are a good European nation, pretty comfortably, really. We've discussed the pros and cons of that result and whatever. But you've got a genuine chance to upset some decent teams in this World Cup. And
but we're a bandwagon country, mate.
No,
that's what it's all about. Well, you look at rugby league, for example, right? I'll give you the perfect example of Australian fans, right? Perfect example. If you're playing well in rugby league, you'll get the crowds. If you're playing shit, you don't get the crowds. Look at it's the same with Western Wanderers. It's the same with
AFL. AFL does everything like that.
Same in any sport in this country. The only time all of us going into the World Cup on the World Cup game yesterday, right? I had no chance in my head Australia was winning. No chance, right? But as soon as you get there, there's fucking – and then we score that first goal, you start getting belief and everything like that. And that's sums up the Australian supporter. I just want to get to some of Dean's messages here. He goes, Dan, rugby league in the UK is like league here. No money is spent. Yes
and no.
I think it's Super League in the UK, there is a bit of money spent in behind that.
So rugby league in the UK,
obviously the soccer, Premier League. How's Brazil going over hosting the World Cup? Most Brazil club teams declined to play club football in the new stadiums because of cost, because it costs so much. And this is the perfect one. Paramount has the TV rights, says it all. Like I think when what do you call it? Foxtel had the Premier League here.
That's another point.
Well, Foxtel at one point had A-League, Premier League, had the European Leagues, Champions League. Foxtel at one point had everything. So it was a lot easier. Like for example, like say 2014, 15 when the A-League was actually doing all right. Like my Saturday night would literally be 7:30, Melbourne victory, bang, midnight, Man United, beautiful.
Yeah.
That's like, you can't get that. I'm going to flip between 5 billion different. Why am I going to have Paramount? I've got Paramount, but I don't really know why I have it. I just tend to I'm too lazy to cancel subs. But most other people are going to be like, all right, maybe I'll hang on to Paramount to watch one particular show, but I'm not going to keep it. Like, they maybe have subbed to Paramount to watch South Park, for example, but they're not going to hang on to Paramount to watch the A-League. They're not going to sustain that or full. Like it's especially when KO's already expensive. Stan's quite expensive if you want to get the Premier League and the Champions League. Like it's too much.
The thing that gets me with all the rugby league hype and everything like that, and this was when Foxtel had the Premier League. Foxtel at the time gave rugby league, the NRL, $1 billion. I still remember him getting the $1 billion, and it was wasted. The NRL wasted the money, right? Why couldn't some of that? And they were showing the A-League at the time as well, and they never gave any of that money to the A-League to push them on. Yet they got rid of the A-League or Foxtel, everything like that, the Premier League as well. And everyone went away from that. Everyone from the Premier League just left. And the A-League was gone as well.
Shortly after that, I remember rightly, if I remember rightly, was it the Gold Coast who folded shortly after that?
Yeah. But how do they make their money back with the rugby league? Because the stadiums are never packed out. I don't get it. The stadiums are never packed out in the rugby league.
Think TV.
Yeah, it's all TV money. They don't make their money back. The Broncos might pack it out. The Broncos
Same
might
thing
be
with AFL
the
though.
only team
We
that
pack it.
out.
The Broncos do pack it out.
AFL's not really packed out like all the time as well. Like it can, but it depends on the team. But it's a KO thing, especially when you're KO being the extortion of prices that it is. I think that can often help out. But AFL's a similar thing. Like, yeah, Collingwood's the only team that's going to fill it out. So
Yeah. The NRL never packs out stadiums. Shark Park gets packed out, but it's literally 12,000 people. 12,000. That's all they put into there, right? It's just something you go to Canterbury, they play out at Allianz, don't they? Or Accor. They might get 10,000, 15,000. It's not packed. So I don't know how the NRL generates their money. It's crazy. It's all through TV. It's not like it's from ticket prices. One thing I will give the NRL is how much money they put into their female rugby league. And you know what? It's freaking good that they do that, you know? Anyway, we've gone right off topic, but right off topic as we always do. But you know what, Elliot, I think we should do I would love to do a live on Saturday. I was actually supposed to do one with Stateside Reds, and I haven't heard from them, so we're going to do USA
for the game for the Australia USA game.
Yeah, USA game.
That'd be good.
Yeah. So, I contacted them today, but yeah, we'll try and get a couple of the US boys live with us.
Can we talk about their pathetic football chants, please?
Sorry?
Can we talk about their pathetic football chants?
How disgusting
don't
was
even
that?
start me with that one, Dan, because
Right.
on the weekend
And win.
game, at the Socceroos game, ours are just as bad. Fucking oi, oi, oi.
I don't know about.
Oh my God, man. If I hear that fucking chant one more time, honest to God.
Yeah, you both have got a lot to learn. Let's just say that.
Oh, it's terrible. I don't know why they don't get. I don't know why they don't get. They don't get the A-League chance for the Socceroos. I don't get it.
We had one good chant from yesterday, which was "Your shit, but your kebabs are good."
Yeah, Dino's just put it in there. Yeah, that's a good one.
Very true.
That US one was just absolutely terrible. Oh my God. I just cringed.
Yeah.
You don't support the US. I like it. I love it.
Oh, you can't let that.
That's why we have to beat them. That's why we have to just destroy them on Saturday.
Oh, mate. That would top it off, wouldn't it? On Saturday, if we win Saturday, 5 a.m., I'm heading into the city. I'm going to have a fair few beers, I think.
I think every Australian fan should be DMing Landon Donovan and ask him to.
Oh, he's a fuck. We'd always
wasn't it? And Mike Grella as well. Australia's a layup.
Stupid cat.
Grella is calling us a layup, brother. Worry about your country, man.
Yeah. Worry about just how good a footballer you were, mate. Seriously, wake up to yourself. Fucking idiot. Anyway, well, let's end the pot on that. By the way, we've got to do a collector's pot with Elliot's stuff. We've got to do that. We've got to organise that. Elliot did bring a lot of stuff back from the UK.
I've heard about
he's
it.
been
My office
really,
is a little
really
bit
quiet on it.
My office is a little bit unorganized. Can you see the newest addition to the
Isn't Adam really against half and half?
Brentford, is it?
Yeah.
What is it?
No, United
No,
Forest.
not me. Dino hates half.
Dino hates half and half. Yeah.
So do I.
He gave it to Jordan when he got one.
I love half halves. I will say I love it because I bought a Barca United one.
I remember going.
The thing that does me head in now is if you had tickets, it wouldn't be a problem. But you need a souvenir from the game that you're going to.
Mate, I went to a game in Mourinho's. It had been his second season when we were going for the league, and it was around Christmas time because it was snowing. So I travelled from university to go watch it. We were playing City, and we lost 2-1 at home. And Lukaku got the assist for both of the City goals by not clearing corners properly.
Yeah.
And I walked out the ground, and a United fan in a United shirt had a City and United half and half scarf, and I have never felt more angry in my entire life. Honestly,
you just wanted one for yourself. Did you ask him?
If I wasn't such an upstanding, well-respected member of society, that scarf would have been thrown or burned.
I've just
an
got
abomination.
I've just seen United confirm something. We are going to be the subject of Amazon's All or Nothing this season.
Why didn't we have it last season? That'd have been great viewing.
No, the one where we finished 15th. Oh yeah, so we're all when Ronaldo came back. Yeah, we're going to be on Amazon.
It's going to be.
I don't know how I feel.
Rodwell.
Whenever a team does
we need
this,
the money.
whenever a team does with this, it's like a curse. It's like, oh yeah,
Arteta did end up winning the league, so at some point that happened. And
yes, but he came out with
they
stupid.
got relegated.
I think we all know there is literally zero chance that Carrick is going to be as cringeworthy as Arteta was.
Did anyone see that Amarin's looking like the AC Milan manager?
That's great for us compensation.
Yeah.
That's top news.
I can see him doing very well.
Save us a bit of coin.
Does he want some of his players back?
No wonder they got Carrick. No manager would have.
Oh, if only we still had oh my gosh, if only we still had Amarim for that. That'd be so funny.
I would have just loved to see his actions with that Garnacho. And even Mainu, to be fair.
Oh, that would have been unreal.
And Rashford.
Oh my
god.
Rashford, yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah.
So anyway,
now that we have a TV show happening, maybe Rashford does want to come just for the exposure.
He'll be coming back. Don't worry.
That's the only reason we're able to pay his wages.
Yeah.
Sort of sell to Amazon.
All that Bezos money.
All right, boys, let's finish the pot up there. Thank you for coming on. Keep enjoying. Oh, Jesus, Dino, I'm not finishing on that. Get Greenwood back.
Oh.
All right, boys, let's finish on that. Thank you for coming on. Keep enjoying the World Cup. Keep talking in our chat. Season in red, Dan. Thank you. Yoni, Elliot, and Alex. Thanks for coming on. We'll talk to you later. See you later. Check this.